You have been wondering why the rooms you enter suddenly grow quiet. You have been questioning why your presence, which is rooted in nothing but love and sincerity, seems to act as a mirror that reflects the very things others are trying to hide. You are not losing your mind, and you are not a social failure. You are being isolated by design. Right now, as you listen to my voice, you might feel a heavy pressure behind your eyes or a strange tightness in your chest. This is the weight of the anointing. It is the physical manifestation of a spiritual frequency that the world simply does not have the hardware to process. You've noticed the shift lately, haven't you? The people who used to be your closest confidants suddenly treat you like a stranger. Your family members look at you with a mix of confusion and unprovoked irritation. You walk into a grocery store or a workspace, and you can feel the atmosphere shift from light to dense the moment your foot crosses the threshold. This is because you are no longer vibrating at the frequency of the collective. You have been pulled out of the rhythm of the matrix, and because you no longer march to the beat of their drum, they have labeled you as difficult, weird, or arrogant. But you know the truth. There is no pride in your heart, only a deep, aching desire to be understood. Yet, the more you try to explain yourself, the more the gap widens. The misunderstanding you are facing isn't a lack of communication. It is a spiritual barrier. You are speaking the language of light in a world that has become comfortable in the dimness of the mundane. When you speak of your dreams, your visions, or the deep sense of purpose that keeps you awake at Kung AM, they see it as a threat. They see your light as a spotlight shining on their own stagnation. You have felt the sting of being left out of the group chat, the pain of the invitation that never came, and the coldness of the inside jokes that you are no longer a part of. You have sat in your car and cried, asking the Creator why you have to be so different, why you can't just fit in like everyone else. But I am here to tell you that your isolation is your protection. The headaches you've been having are not just stress. They are your crown chakra expanding to hold the new downloads you are receiving. That exhaustion you feel after spending just 10 minutes in a crowded room is not social anxiety. It is your spirit reacting to the energetic vampires that surround you. You are being preserved. The misunderstanding is the wall the universe has built around you to keep the wrong people from planting seeds in your garden. Every time someone misinterprets your silence as coldness or your boundaries as acting brand new, a spiritual transaction is taking place. You are being forced inward. You are being pushed back into the secret place where your power resides. You have felt the physical symptoms of this transition, the sudden ringing in your ears, the way your skin feels sensitive to certain fabrics, the way you can no longer tolerate the low vibration music or the toxic gossip that used to be background noise. Your entire vessel is being recalibrated. You are being tuned like a fine instrument, and a fine instrument cannot play in a garage band. You were made for the symphony of the divine. Stop trying to fix the reputation they have created for you. Let them believe the lie, because the lie is the only way their minds can justify why they can no longer reach you. You are becoming a mystery to the world so that you can become a clarity to the spirit. The pain of being misunderstood is the birth pang of your true identity. You are moving from the black sheep to the white lion. You are moving from the one who was rejected to the one who is required. Breathe in that truth right now. Feel the heaviness in your limbs begin to turn into a grounded strength. You are not alone. You are just set apart. The reason you are being misunderstood is not a mistake of your personality. It is a necessity of your assignment. You must understand that the anointing on your life carries a specific signature, a spiritual scent that identifies you to the unseen realm. In the physical, this translates to people feeling on edge around you without knowing why. They are not reacting to your words. They are reacting to the frequency of the holy fire that burns within your spirit. You are vibrating at a level that disrupts the static of the average human experience. Think of a high-tension power line. It hums. It carries so much voltage that you can hear the air crackle around it. You are that power line. Most people are operating on low-voltage batteries, content with just enough energy to survive the day. When they encounter you, Your high-voltage anointing creates an internal short circuit in their ego. This is why you are the black sheep. This is why you are the one they blame for the tension in the room. It is easier for them to label you as the problem than it is for them to acknowledge that your presence is calling them to a higher state of being that they are too lazy or too terrified to reach. The spiritual cause of your isolation is a divine quarantine. The universe has recognized that you are in a sensitive stage of your metamorphosis. Just as a caterpillar must be encased in a dark, lonely cocoon to liquefy and rebuild its DNA into a butterfly, you are being kept in the dark to prevent outside interference from corrupting your transformation. If the people who misunderstood you were allowed to stay close, their doubt, their small-mindedness, and their projections would act as a psychic poison. They would try to fix what is actually your superpower. They would try to ground the bird that was born to fly. You broke a fundamental rule of the matrix. You stopped seeking external validation. The moment you decided that God's opinion of you was more important than the opinion of the crowd, you became a glitch in their system. The anointing makes you a sovereign spirit. You no longer need the permission of the collective to exist, and this terrifies those who are still slaves to social approval. They misunderstand you because they cannot control you. If they can't fit you into a box, they will try to bury you in a hole, but they don't realize that you are a seed. The unseen cause of your current struggle is an upgrade in your spiritual authority. You are being moved from the outer courts to the inner sanctum. This requires a shedding of skin. Every person who walks away from you right now is a weight being dropped from your hot air balloon so that you can rise to the altitude required for your next mission. You have been mourning the loss of friendships, but the heavens are celebrating the removal of distractions. You have been crying over the closed doors, but the angels are the ones who turned the key and bolted the lock for your own safety. You are being conditioned to rely solely on the internal compass of the divine. If everyone understood you, you would become dependent on their applause. If everyone agreed with you, you would never develop the spiritual muscles required to stand alone in the face of true opposition. This misunderstanding is your training ground. It is the weight room of the soul. Each time you endure a false accusation with grace, your spiritual muscle mass increases. Each time you choose to remain silent while being slandered, your rank in the spirit realm is elevated. You are being groomed for a level of leadership that requires a thick skin and a soft heart, a combination that can only be forged in the furnace of rejection. The anointing isn't just a gift, it is a responsibility. It is a heavy mantle that requires you to walk a narrow path, and on narrow paths there is no room for a crowd. Do not be deceived by their smiles or their feigned concern. The matrix is not just a system of wires and code. It is a collective web of egos that react violently to anything they cannot harvest energy from. Because you have tapped into the anointing, you have stopped being a source of food for the narcissists and the energetic leeches in your life. You are no longer providing the supply of drama or the supply of self-doubt they used to feed on. And because they can no longer drain you, they have decided to hunt you. Observe the way they look at you now. Have you noticed the glitch in their eyes? A moment of pure, unadulterated fear, followed quickly by a mask of condescension. They are scared of you. The narcissists in your family, the toxic managers at your job, the friends who only call when they need a favor, they are all sensing that the power dynamic has shifted. They used to be able to pull your strings and watch you dance to the tune of their guilt and shame, but now, when they pull those strings, nothing happens. You are unbothered, you are grounded, you are silent, and your silence is the loudest sound they have ever heard. The enemy is reacting to you right now because you have become untrackable. In the spirit realm, when you are operating in the lower frequencies of trauma and people-pleasing, you show up on the enemy's radar as a bright, easy target. But as the anointing deepens, you begin to vibrate at a frequency that is invisible to the lower astral planes. They are losing their grip on you, and they are panicking. This is why the attacks have become more personal. This is why the rumors have become more desperate. They are trying to provoke a reaction out of you, to bring your vibration back down to their level where they can actually reach you. They are trying to gaslight you into believing that your spiritual awakening is a mental breakdown. They want you to believe that your discernment is just paranoia. But listen to me, your paranoia is actually your spiritual immune system identifying a pathogen. The reason they are calling you crazy is because your sanity is exposing their dysfunction. If you are sane, then they must be the ones who are lost, and they cannot afford to face that truth. So, they must make you the villain of their story to remain the heroes of their own delusion. You must understand the sheer magnitude of the power you hold over them. 1 minute of your peace outweighs 10 years of their chaos. Your presence in a room makes the demons in them squirm. Have you noticed how people get angry at you for things they do themselves? That is called projection. They are taking all the shadows they refuse to deal with and trying to pin them on you like a tail on a donkey. They are trying to make you the scapegoat for the family's generational curses. But you are not a scapegoat. You are the curse breaker. The more they misunderstand you, the more they reveal their own lack of spiritual rank. You are a threat to their comfort zones. You are a living reminder of everything they gave up on. When they see you, they don't see you. They see the ghost of their own potential, and it haunts them. This is why the Matrix is trying to patch the hole you've created. It is trying to use the people closest to you to guilt trip you back into the box. But the box is too small now. You have expanded. You have outgrown the old versions of yourself, and you have certainly outgrown their narrow definitions of who you should be. Stand in your power. Watch them scramble to explain you away. Their confusion is the proof of your promotion. The misunderstanding you endure is not a random byproduct of human nature. It is a fundamental law of the divine architecture. There is a prophecy written over your life that states you will be a sign and a wonder. Signs are not meant to be comfortable. They are meant to point the way. Wonders are not meant to be understood. They are meant to be marveled at. You are currently standing in the center of a celestial blueprint that required you to be rejected by the world so that you could be fully accepted by the throne. The law of the vacuum dictates that the universe cannot pour new wine into an old skin that is still full of vinegar. By allowing you to be misunderstood, the Creator is effectively emptying your vessel. He is clearing out the space where the opinions of others used to reside. If the world understood you, you would be tied to the world's gravity. But because the world has cast you out, you are now weightless. You are governed by the laws of the kingdom, not the laws of social physics. You are operating under a heavenly diplomatic immunity. The things that destroy others, rejection, isolation, loneliness, are the very nutrients that are feeding your spiritual evolution. You must realize that the anointing is a dimensional filter. As you ascend in frequency, your words begin to carry the weight of substance, while the words of the world become like hollow echoes. This is why you feel like you are speaking a different language. You are speaking from the dimension of truth, while they are speaking from the dimension of appearance. In the great plan, your life is serving as a divider of spirits. Your presence forces people to choose a side. Those who are seeking the light will be drawn to your mystery, even if they don't understand it. Those who are committed to the darkness will find your light abrasive and will flee from it through mockery and judgment. You are a walking judgment, not because you judge others, but because your purity acts as a benchmark that they cannot meet. This is the hidden truth of the chosen path. You were never sent here to fit in. You were sent here to disrupt. You are a divine insurgent planted behind enemy lines. The misunderstanding is your cover story. It keeps the enemy guessing while you do the internal work of anchoring the new earth frequency into the physical plane. Every time you choose to love yourself in the face of their hatred, you are rewriting the code of the Matrix. Every time you find peace in your isolation, you are breaking a seal of generational bondage that has kept your bloodline enslaved for centuries. God is not surprised by your loneliness. He is the author of it. He has whispered into the hearts of your enemies to let you alone, just as he hardened Pharaoh's heart to demonstrate his power. This period of being misunderstood is your Gethsemane. It is the moment where you realize that no human being can walk this final mile with you. It is the moment where you stop looking left and right for a companion and start looking up for your commander. The prophecy of your life is transitioning from the hidden years to the manifestation. You are being prepared for a global shift where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. The very people who are currently laughing at your spirituality will soon be the ones knocking on your door when the systems of the world begin to crumble. They will seek the very weirdness they once mocked, because they will realize that your weirdness was actually wisdom. You are a Joseph in the pit, a Daniel in the lion's den, a Noah building an ark while the sun is still shining, the rain is coming, and your anointing is the only thing that will keep you afloat. Trust the blueprint. The architect does not make mistakes. Now we come to the moment of integration. You can no longer afford to view your isolation as a wound. You must see it as a weapon. The practical path forward is not to seek more connections, but to deepen the one you have with the source of your anointing. From this moment on, when the sting of being misunderstood rises in your throat, I want you to practice the art of divine indifference. You must stop trying to convince people of your value. If they cannot see the sun in the sky, it is not because the sun is dim, it is because they are blind. Do not spend your precious light trying to paint a picture for a blind man. Your activation begins with grounding. Every morning, before you touch your phone or speak to a soul, place your feet firmly on the earth and declare your sovereignty. Say it out loud. I am not who they say I am. I am who the Creator designed me to be. I am a frequency that cannot be bound. As you do this, visualize a golden light descending from the crown of your head, through your spine, and into the core of the earth. This is your anchor. This is why the winds of criticism can no longer knock you over. You are rooted in a reality that is deeper than their opinions. Ignore the chatter. The matrix thrives on your reaction. When you react, you bleed energy. When you remain still, you reclaim your power. If someone mischaracterizes your heart, let them. Their version of you is not your responsibility to manage. It is a mental construct they use to keep themselves feeling safe. Let them keep their toys. You have kingdoms to build. Your practical step is silence. Use your words sparingly, for they are seeds of creation. Do not cast your pearls before the swine of gossip and petty arguments. Let us seal this energy now. Close your eyes and breathe in the frequency of truth. Divine Creator, Architect of the stars and the soul, I lift up the one listening right now. They have walked through the fire of rejection. They have survived the desert of loneliness. I ask that you would right now place a fresh mantle of peace upon their shoulders. Let the heavy weight of the anointing no longer feel like a burden, but like the armor of a king, the robes of a queen. I decree that every false word spoken against them shall fall to the ground and wither. I declare that the black sheep is now the shepherd of a new consciousness. Strengthen their heart. Clear their mind of the echoes of the critics. Open their eyes to see the invisible army that stands behind them. Let them feel the warmth of your approval so strongly that the coldness of the world becomes irrelevant. Seal their energy in a bubble of impenetrable light. They are set apart. They are chosen. They are protected. The shift is complete. The activation is done. You are no longer misunderstood. You are simply unmastered by the world. You belong to the infinite. Claim this message in the comments by typing, I am protected by the anointing. Subscribe to this frequency if you are ready to walk fully in your power. We are the chosen. We are the energy that changes the world. And so it is.